turn up. Yep. Got the music on. I'm jamming this morning. Oh, yeah. Got the education. Color the world. I am ready to color the world. Yes. And Cosmoprof. I'm ready. Virtual. All the way live. We have here.
So with burgundy, how would you describe that color? Like, what is burgundy to you? I can definitely see the pearls moving through there. And so, but you did use indigo in your formulas, right?
Yeah, I used a pearl blue.
Okay.
So,
and that was to neutralize?
yeah, to neutralize, and then also those parts that were already pretty light, just kind of give them that nice little pop.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Trace a line through the parietal ridges to just below the center juncture, creating a heart-shaped section.
To the Cosmoprof team, this is an amazing event. It is not easy to pull off, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. So thank you for pulling hairdressers together and allowing us to create on this beautiful Sunday. You heard it from the bosses over there. We are all COVID tested, mask free, and ready to get into some hair with you all. We are very excited to be here in beautiful Santa Monica. Hopefully you guys are having a great day where you are, and let's get ready to learn. One of the things that's most important to us at John Paul Mitchell Systems is not only do we provide you guys with amazing products that perform and work, we also want to give you guys tools, tips, and tricks to be successful. That's where it all starts. We are not here to influence, we are here to educate, and that's one of the reasons why I love this company so much. So it starts with trends. Never before have hairdressers been so excited to apply color. We're always pumped, but our guests are ready as well. They are on social media as much as us, if not more. They are seeing what's trending, and they want to wear these trends. One of the things I know as a hairdresser, it is so important to be able to be well versed in all the looks and trends that are happening out there. So when the guest sits into your chair, you have a know-how and an ability to make those dreams come true for them. That's what we're here to talk about today. We also know as hairdressers, not every trend is perfect for every guest. So it's all about adapting those trends, making those trends work for the individual's wearer's lifestyle, texture, and limitations when it comes to color. So let's look at a little video we filmed yesterday to share with you guys one of the trends that we know is happening out there in our industry right now. We all know, whatever you want to call it, we know that this is big in our industry right now. Our guests are coming in and wanting these looks. They want to achieve brightness around the hairline. Our first look here, we talk about scream, shout, and whisper. Those are three important interpretations as a colorist. This is more of the scream, this is the pop, this is for those guests who want to show off color. They're not afraid to let the world know that they are into hair color, they want to try things, they want to experiment, and it's big and blocky and chunky through the front.
A gorgeous model, Karma, and you'll see that beautiful transition. She had that gray grow out from the past couple of years, and then she also had box color through those ends. So let's go and roll that video, and you'll see what that transformation looked like. All right, welcome back. So you saw a transition from that gray grow out through the color in the end, and you want to get them in every 4, maybe 6 weeks for a quick refresh. Some friends of mine that I absolutely love, you saw him here just a minute ago, Colin Caruso, our artistic director for professional hair color, and also introducing one of our newest artistic directors, John Mosley.
Thank you so much, Paula. So we're seeing that the women are embracing the gray, the men, they're covering up, right?
They're starting to wrap up like a duck.
We always see that hair cutting going. But one of the things I've been seeing a lot more is that you guys as barbers have been changing the color world as well.
Definitely. I think it's a big thing that guys are starting to look at themselves now and saying, hell, I want to look younger. How can I get younger without really having to change my style up too much? And so I think you did an excellent job with our model Tim here on how to do that. So can you kind of walk us through?
Yeah, man. So Tim, again, men love visuals. We have two different options when we're talking about covering hair. We can cover it completely like the picture on the right, or we can blend it softly by using a demi-permanent, still existing some of the gray there, not all of it. Complete coverage or soften it. Give the man an option, show them how it looks differently on them, and let them decide. For Tim, again, this is what he looks like gray. He looks great, but a little bit softer in a blend, and then you got complete coverage throughout. So
also, when you're looking at styling men out, you have to see what product is going to work with his actual style, and you have to figure out, is this something that he's going to continue to wear, and he wants to style it himself that way. So for me, it was always big knowing what product to use in the end, but also what contour I was going to use for the shape, and then also what was the perfect length for him. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed how we went from gray coverage to gray blending to then blending that haircut out, still keeping them nice and strong as a man.
See Mr. Robert Cromings with the most fastest, precise hair cutter I know on the planet. But I also have to say this before I dip out of here. He's also my mentor. He basically showed me and made me want to be the hairdresser I am today. So thank you so much for also tying business in to technique and placement as well.
It's a ginger thing, Colin. I loved you. I always felt he had the potential. That we're about is working as a team, as a unit. I feel the most happy when I'm with people. Working with a razor dry hair, there's a little more fight to it, but I want texture and space. Up in the air, somewhere in the middle, coming off the corner. Lock with the razor. I'm using the trail line from the curtain bang, and then just locking it in and never letting go until I break free. It's like Pac-Man. Pac, hitting it. Doing it. One and only Mr. Noogie Ty.
But the world of style. Because how great is a color without an amazing style to showcase that off? So taking inspiration not only from the color placement in the color, but the world out there, from fashion, runway, the Met Gala, you see all that sleek avant-garde shapes and styles, to what we see in social media in the grams of celebrating texture, curls and more curls and volume. I'm going to combine that with some tricks and tips and some hacks that will allow you to take your style any direction that you want.
Talk to me, what are you doing?
So I started off just giving her a real quick kind of full saturation balayage. She already had pre-lightened ends, so I wanted to embrace that and bring them up even more. And then I went through, darkened up her root a little bit. She had some warmth, so I just went in with the natural to kind of keep that warmth, cool it down just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And then pre-toned her ends, and now...
All right, are you excited? Are you
I'm
nervous?
very excited. I'm a little nervous,
Okay, because we only have an hour and 24 minutes. Do you think you're going to do it?
but yeah.
Okay, I'm excited to see.
Thank you, me too.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Okay, on to the next. Ooh, spicy. Here you go, babe. So I see some magenta. Was this the color that their hair was previously? This brunette. It's really lovely, by the way.
No, none of this was what we started with.
Transitioning seasons, we know that our color palette needs to change. So the beauty of this trending color blocking technique is that it literally can work with any palette, any color choices, really any anything that you guys are wanting to put in and adding dimension or even drawing to an area. So that this is going to be a beautiful color, a really beautiful rich depth back here, and give us kind of that contrast that we're looking for, but within more of that really great natural feel, if that makes sense. Because it's going to help to blend that darkness into lightness effortlessly without you having to really think twice about it. You guys should be able to see that this is the finished product. It's absolutely beautiful. We were really able to keep it natural and soft, but give her more of that copper strawberry blonde that she was looking for. When it comes to the overall breakdown, I do want to just showcase, before I brush out all of these curls, the depth that is found in the back. So if I were to go ahead and pull her hair up, you're going to see that the depth back here is really amazing. It's not going to be super vibrant to the point where you're like, wow, that's a really coppery color, but it's going to be just vibrant and warm enough that you're like, that is beautiful. That is really nice and gives me that depth that I'm really looking for. So that's for the back triangle, okay? And then we'll turn her around again so you guys can see the front and go through this color. But you can see that within the front here, this took place, so you can see that really great contrast. And then as we transition to that horizontal, this is where it started to blend out, right? So we still have that dimension here, and we still have that really great face framing or money piece in a sense, but it's gonna help to be starting to blend.
I feel like that's me and you.
Yeah,
I feel like you're so polished and like put together, and I'm a little bit messy.
Oh, come on.
My final favorite thing.
So one of the biggest things I'm going to tell you is yes, all of those answers are absolutely correct. However, we are always going to tell you that your number one in-salon treatment is going to be your crystal gel. This one is going to take care of all of those issues that clients will have. Hard water, if their blondes become brassy, if their hair starts to turn green from swimming in the pool, if their curls become lifeless, or if they have scalp issues. This is always going to be your go-to number one treatment. This is for in-salon only.
Welcome back, everyone. We hope you're feeling excited and re-energized for the second half of our day, right?
Yes.
So I don't know about you, but I did a lot more dancing and snacking because you know me, April, I like to get down, right?
Clients, when you're doing something darker on them, they want to maintain a lot of brightness around the face and on top, be lighter. And when I release this section, I'm going to have like a highlighted effect and the depth is going to be maintained underneath. What are you doing, Rosa?
Thanks, Maggie. So, color formulation, like I said, Lisa will have them all posted on, but I started and I already did my base color. Here, let me turn it around again. So you can see the ginger. So her base color that you see there.
You can already see the blending color processing. And that blonde is gonna melt right into that dark. You can already see the dark processing down below.
Lovely sister. This is the finished result.
It's beautiful.
Really beautiful. Lots of dimension.
I agree. It is definitely fashion forward, but yes, definitely wearable. Like you see celebrities doing this kind of look too, which a lot of clients follow that. So no, very cool look. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Yourself. So where's my girl here? There's my finished one. And you can see that there is the gold and coppery tones. And let's see if you can. And you can see it through here. It gets a little bit more cooler, kind of dusty, very, very soft pink. And I'm gonna comb it through just a bit because you see that it's really fused. You can't really pick different pieces together like highlights. Like you can see the different colors throughout there. Can you see that okay?
It's one of those colors that I feel like as a hairdresser, when you walk around, we all look at everybody's hair all the time. And if I saw somebody with that color, Rasa, I would be like staring at it, being like, there's something so cool and different about that, and I can't like put my finger on it. You know those colors you see where you're like, wow, that's really interesting. It's like subtle, but so unique and really cool. I love it. I can't wait to try it.
Thanks. So it's good working with the two of you. I know looking on a screen, it looks like we're working side by side, but across countries. So it was an honor to be on the same platform as the two of you. Love your techniques. I love like all three of them are completely different. So to our audience, I really hope you picked up many tips and tricks and different color formulations, because by looking at the screen here on all three, there's so many different things and different nuggets for it. So thank you so much, Maggie. Lynn, it was a pleasure.
Here, Global Artistic Director for the Matrix brand. I'm so excited to share your Sunday with you. Thank you so much for your patience during our technical difficulties. But as we navigate through this virtual world of education, sometimes these things happen, so profusely apologize. But I'm going to share so much with you guys today, and I just want to make sure that you have all the information that you need to understand how do you take your curly and coily client into some beautiful color options, as well as how do you finish them. You know, I've worked with a lot of textures of hair. I definitely have an edge on being able to work with curly and coily hair, being that I have it on my own head. And so when a client comes in, I always try to empathize with the stylist that is never, it can seem intimidating. And so it seems intimidating because it's hair that takes up a lot of space. If I go in and pick my hair out, it's going to expand, it's going to have a lot of volume. So your first thought is, how do I even like get that into a state that I can manage it? What's my starting point? Before we even get into like, what do you do with the color and what's great about it and what's great about the stylers, let's talk about what do you do with this hair? So I left one side in its natural state. This is someone that may come in or come in like this to the salon and say, I've been really itching to try some color. I'm a little nervous. Maybe I had color a few years ago, but I'm a little nervous because the last time, like my curl was destroyed and I had to start from scratch. I had to cut my hair off. So whatever story accompanies someone's journey to enter into color, I can tell you this. I can tell you that people are really excited in the curly and coily world about color, because this was a service that was so limited in the past, because you were competing with people that were also maybe getting straighteners or getting relaxers or getting things on their hair where you could not successfully in every instance put another chemical on top of the hair. So now that you have this embrace of natural curl and curl patterns and coils, you have the leeway to take someone wherever they want to go, whether that's pastels, whether that's vivids, whether that's blonding, whether that's like golden, whether that's, and to their heart's desire. So enters the chat or enters our world, I'll say it again, curl preservation. It is one of the most important things to a curly or coily haired individual, because you have to think about it this way, right? You have curl and you have coil. We all know that someone that has curly or coily hair, their length is not displayed when their hair is in its natural state. There's such a thing called shrinkage. So if my hair in actuality, when stressed or blow dried or flat ironed, lives here, curly is living here. If I have damage to my curl and I have these dreaded broomstick ends with the curl that's on the top, one, I have an inconsistent pattern. And then the other thing is, I can treat it, I can do some protein, I can do a lot of things, but it's never going to return back to that very healthy, very buoyant, very full with elasticity state that it once was in. So I'm relegated to get it cut off. When I cut off hair, that might seem like a little bit to the straight or wavy haired counterpart. It's actually double or even triple that amount. So my time for my hair regrowth is double or triple. So someone has a mishap on their hair, maybe some ends get a little damaged or fine, it'll be back in 6 months. The curly haired person, it's dire. It is dire, you guys. Like that is, we're talking 2 years, 3 years to return back to the natural state of that hair. Not only being healthy, but also just being back to the length that it was. So we all know that right now, curl is embracing, like everyone is embracing their patterns. There's nothing where people are unapologetically bigger, bolder, like voluminous. That is how we're seeing curl live. So what greater place to have a display of your dope color skills than on someone that's wearing their hair in such a big and bold way. A couple of things to take note of is the fact that you are working on hair that is patterned, right? So what does that mean? That means that when you're thinking about how to place color in there, that you have to think about how fine or how thin. For example, that baby light technique that a lot of us do on straight hair, even wavy hair, that's super popular. There's really no place for that in hair that's curly and coily, because it'll just get lost. It'll get lost and it will just be very, very diffused. It won't have any sort of presence at all. When we're talking about having hair that sort of expands, we want to have some depth. We want to have dimension. We want to see some rooted depth at the scalp, especially because you're also looking at a large demographic of people that may have deeper complexions. And so when you're talking about having lightness all the way to the skin, sometimes it can have a tendency to just really wash someone out. So aesthetically wise, you want to have some depth and some dimensions.
You can just do anything you want with it. You can pull it, you can manipulate it, you can, put excess tension on the hair. And to some degree, yeah, like our hair definitely defies gravity and it is pretty magical. However, it is more prone to breakage, to damage, to all the things that I pretty much just went over. So Cameron is your classic client who is going to come in. Maybe they don't even know how to show up for an appointment. So I'm going to talk to you about that too, because that is very important when it comes to your consultation. Okay. So today on Cameron, what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I did like a little pre-cut on Cam. So that way you can see that not everyone's going to even come in shaped up. But the consultation part of it, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important. The reason why is because you get a bunch of tips in the beginning part of your process before you start coloring. Because, before this, do you know Cameron? Do you know, like, Cameron's likes, dislikes? Do you know the things that they dress like outside of them coming into a salon day? Some people, quite honestly, don't even do their hair on salon day. I'm going to show you some things that you need to definitely implement so that way it makes your session so much more successful. All right. So what we did was I had Cameron come in with just as is, no product in the hair, nothing like that. The reason why is typically when it comes to super curly hair like mine, is products tend to be a lot more hydrating and a lot more moisturizing, which can also mean that sometimes there's a lot of oils, there could be a lot of butters in products, and that can make the lifting part of the process super, super difficult. The last thing that you want to do is have to lighten through mineral oil or through product buildup or through hard water. So if you can do a really nice cleanse on your client, if you can build that in the beginning of your session after kind of like assessing what's going on with them, that will make your job so much easier. Your lift will be so much cleaner. That's a little tip that I can drop right there. I learned that actually just recently. So yeah, definitely make sure that you do that. So a couple things that I want for us all to know. When it comes to the placement of curls, we'll kind of incorporate that in with the consultation. With Cameron, what I need to know are a couple things. The first thing that I know from my client is when they come in is what is their body language saying, right? Are their shoulders up high? Are they nervous? How did they dress? Did they dress to impress? Did they dress to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get this color done? Are they dressed, pretty reserved? Those are the little physical tip-off points that are going to let you know how loud should their color be? How loud should this project be that you're about to do? So if I ask Cameron, my love, talk to me a little bit about what makes you feel good. If you're going out on a date night, what makes you feel sexy? How do you like to dress? Do you wear colors that are really, really bold? Do you have like the New York uniform in your closet, which is like black and gray, like the artist palette? Like, you really need to ask these questions because this is going to let you know what type of person that Cameron is in this time in Cameron's life, okay? We all know that things vary, and that's okay. But if someone is telling you like, hey, actually, like, I really don't like volume, then maybe we're probably not going to go as bold when it comes to highlighting, okay? As far as how they wear their hair, as you can look at Cameron, Cam likes to wear like a little bit of bang situation up here, slightly off the face. We have volume naturally. So it's definitely going to let me know, like, okay, I'm not afraid of volume. I like to get my hair shaped up. Okay. I cut as well. So this lets you know what's going on. But it definitely lets you know how loud we want to be today. If this is Cameron's first session, which it is, right? We have natural virgin hair. Then we need to let them know we can always do this over time. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. So if we're not going to go for like super blonde today, maybe we can land on honey. Maybe we land on caramel. Maybe we land on milk chocolate. Try to throw in some tips that can really be helpful. Bam. All right. This is the result of those awesome Pantera highlights on Cameron. All right. So we have more of that grown in, but also poppin' look. Now, if you have a Cameron like this, I'm going to set Cam on this tripod situation. There we go. All right. So let's say we're looking now in the mirror and Cam's like, yeah, this is fly. All right. Let them know that you can part it on the right side. Again, when you do highlights, you really do have to ask them, when you take a picture, a selfie, what side do you pop? What side do you pop? Because it matters. If they go to take a picture and they're like, oh, I wish I had more highlights on this side. Dang, that's some information that we could have known, right? So don't be afraid to ask those questions, like I said, in the consultation part of it, all right? So we have that side parted situation, which, it's a little bit in the face right now. We're going to do something about that. So we have some highlights up and down. If we go this way, we have some highlights up in this zone. All right, grown in. Let's say they're getting ready for like some active stuff. Like they want to go out, maybe rock the frohawk situation. We have something going on up in here on both sides. You definitely want for the hair to talk to you, okay? And like I said, line of demarcation, where? All right, that's the beautiful point about really doing some hand-painted highlights. Up in here, this is where we really did some like really big pops. You can also do some balayage in here to really soften it. Okay, so have fun, learn a lot out there, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much, Cosmoprof.
Welcome back, Cosmoprof family. What an amazing session from our partners at Olaplex. Kristen Brown is fired.
We want to thank you guys for being patient and hanging out with us.